My name's Lucy Reed and I moved to Denmark in 2015 with my husband Mark, who works at Lego. So we moved here because he got a job here. Before I moved to Denmark, I lived in Wales, in a city called Swansea. And I am an artist and designer. So when I lived in Wales, I had an artistic practice and I made community arts and installations and sculpture and printing. And so when I moved to Denmark, I wanted to continue my passions and my career. For me, it was important to create a network, to get to know people. So within the first 2 weeks of moving here, I got this workspace in Fabrikanterne, and that was really key in kind of developing my career here and getting to know people and creating a happy life for myself. Yeah. I also went to a lot of networking events. There was Creative Network Billund. So it was an event that popped up on Facebook, and I decided to go along to it to meet other fellow creative people, because often, especially with Lego, people move to Denmark and their spouses are also quite creative. It's hard to keep that going and follow on. So it was a chance for us to get together and network and share ideas about what we wanted to do and progress our careers further. So I met Rachel and Amanda there, and we had similar ideas about exploring the idea of how do you feel like you belong. So we were particularly interested in working with children because we could see that there was a lot of opportunities for adults, a lot of workshops to do with integration, but not much for children. And how do they feel? How do you make someone feel welcome? So we created a project that was exploring these ideas. So the project was called Belong. So we won a competition called the Kultur Katalysator, and we won a really nice prize that enabled us to put on a year-long project working with children in the Triangle region. So we worked with children in Billund, Vorbasse, Kolding and Jelling. So we worked with international children, Danish children and refugee children. So they did visual arts as well as music. And it was a really fantastic project and it made us want to do more. So we've been doing a year of events. Each month we have a different theme and we involve the schools or the care home and the community in different ways to come together through creative means. And when I'm not working with Culture Shift, I have my own personal business where I make products. So I make cards and t-shirts, and I also create art installations and sculptures. So I do printing and I use fabric and I do workshops for adults and children. So the t-shirts and the postcards I've been making, they're called No Words, and they are about how you communicate with your hands, even if you don't speak the same language. Is there kind of a universal sign of that's great, or I love you, or peace? But actually, sometimes that's translated differently in different countries, and that's okay, and that's really interesting. Yeah. So it's the space between the hands. So you draw with it. So it's about the space between two people, and the more you use it, the more the space changes. So if the space gets smaller, this is the space between two people kissing, about to kiss, which reflects the drawing up here. I've used my own experience of what I feel in this situation to make people feel welcome and make people feel comfortable, but also use my creative skills and kind of using visual language as a global language. That's how I connect with people. For example, if I hold a workshop, people come from all different nationalities, and I try and explain things in a visual way, because not everyone can speak English. So it's a common language here that a lot of people can speak it, but not everyone. And so they are able to take part, and we're able to connect even if they don't speak the same language. We moved here, and my husband has his dream job, and that's fantastic, that's great. So now it's my turn to pursue my dream and my career. It kind of allows me that flexibility that I can do that. So I love making, and I knew that I would continue to make things and create things. So that's partly my motivation. And then also, as I've got to know people, my motivation has been the people. So we rely on each other, like, let's do this together, and that's a great motivator. It certainly gives you a really good feeling. You feel like you have made a difference in someone's day or someone's life, because then it makes your work feel a little more worthwhile. You're not just doing it for yourself or to make money and make a product and sell that. You're actually putting something good into the world. So at the start, they come in and they're quite shy and they're scared, and they don't really know how to interact with the other children or with us, because we're also new. Then you can see them kind of unfold over the 7 weeks, and how they build confidence and they feel proud of what they created. They've made new friends, and those friends, they might live on the same street and they've never said hi to each other before, but now they say hi.
Okay.
So I had a very open mindset. I was open to anything. I came with a very positive attitude. It was perhaps harder than I thought it would be. I didn't realise how lonely it would be at the start. Although I created a network quite quickly, you miss all your friends and your family, and that's hard, yeah. But then you make new friends, and they become your family. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, say yes to things. You can become more choosy in the future. And yeah, open-minded to learning new skills perhaps, or thinking about what skills you already have that you didn't use in a workplace but you perhaps used at home. Denmark is a fantastic place to have children because you're quite well supported when you have a child. He can go to Vuggestue, I can keep working, and that actually gives me a huge amount of freedom.